Hey guys, LevelCap here. Today I've got some Titanfall gameplay. It's been a while since I've done a Titanfall video, and the devs have done a great job of keeping this game up to date. They've been fixing bugs, adding new features, and there's even some new DLC on the way. First things first, there's been a substantial patch that has fixed not only a lot of bugs in Titanfall, but it's balanced out a lot of weapons, and it has added the option for private servers. So basically, this allows you to set up custom games with just your friends, and it has made Titanfall available to the ESL tournament. So now it is officially a competitive game that you can bring into tournaments because they have a method to actually set up custom game modes. This is really great news because Titanfall has so many things going for it in the competitive scene. There's burn cards, there's many complex strategies of how you outfit your pilot, how you outfit your Titan, whether you're in your Titan or just playing as a pilot with your Titan on guard mode. There's a lot of really cool things that you can do to switch things up. Teams of 6 in competitive game mode. It's going to be crazy, it's going to be fast paced, and I can't wait to see what some of those ESL tournaments look like. Now, as for some of the other patch changes and modifications, there's been an update to what would normally be known as the Prestige system in Call of Duty. In this, you just basically upgrade to different generations, and the Generation 5 requirement called Gooser was to kill 50 ejecting pilots. Now, some people have actually completed this already. It's insane to think about because they must have put so many hours and so much time into getting those kills, but it was just too steep of a requirement to progress from Generation 5, and they've basically reduced it to 5. So for those of you who have already done it, it seems like Respawn is actually going to note those players and reward them in future patches for doing all the work. But for those of you who are stuck on Gen 5, well, you are going to be able to progress a bit easier now. Another big change was made to the 40mm cannon. That's the weapon that I'm using right now on this Titan. It is seriously one of the best guns in the game, in my opinion, at least for the Titan's primary weapon. It's just versatile, can take out people at long range, it can deal with them in close quarters, and the objective of this gun initially was to be able to kill a Titan without having to reload once. And if you're accurate enough, you landed all your shots, you should have been able to do that. Well, it was fairly easy to do actually, and the magazine capacity was just too large. It was 20 by default. The extended magazine increased it to 25. Now they have reduced the magazine size all the way down to 12, from 20 to 12. So that's a pretty big nerf to this gun, and the extended mags lets it get up to 16 rounds. So it's not quite as good as it was before, but it's still certainly a formidable weapon. Quad rockets have also gotten a nice upgrade in their magazine capacity, so those of you who have been using that weapon, which I find particularly tough to use, it should be a bit easier now. Game modes have also been updated. Hardpoint Domination, which is kind of the Battlefield Conquest equivalent, is a good game mode. It was just tough because it rewarded players so much for defending hardpoints versus actually assaulting and taking over new hardpoints, which arguably is a much more important task. And what would happen in Hardpoint Domination is somebody would just camp on a flag, usually use stealth perk, sit there, get a few kills, and end up being the very top of the server for not really doing all that much. And you find yourself out there killing tons of guys, assaulting flags, failing sometimes, you know, and just getting rewarded like nothing for it. So hopefully that game mode will be a bit better balanced out, and players are going to have to change up their tactics. So aside from fixing bugs and updating the game and improving the general performance, there is a new expansion on the way called Expedition. It's continuing the Titanfall story where the IMC are now in retreat. They find a uncharted planet, set up a new base there. The planet is going to have lots of giant trees, lots of foliage, stuff like that for pilots to jump between the trees, stay above the Titans. Think Forest Moon of Endor. Basically, pilots are going to be the Ewoks in this scenario. One of the new maps is called Runoff. It's going to have a lot of water in it. Then there's going to be a training simulator style map that's going to look a lot like Tron. I'm looking forward to see how these play out, and I'm hoping that 3 maps is enough for a DLC. The DLC by itself is going to be $10, and I think if you get basically the pass that gives you all the DLC, it's like $25, so you get 3 DLCs and save a little bit of money that way. New guns haven't yet been confirmed for the DLC, but I imagine there's probably going to be something new in that area. There's also going to be Titan customization to further customize the look and just the way it plays out. I guess there's going to be new features and upgrades for that, so I'm looking forward to that. There's already a good amount of customization in this game. More is just going to enhance the depth and strategy behind any game mode. Now, the future of Titanfall certainly isn't going to be just DLC bound. If you already own the game and you're enjoying it, but you're not sure if you want to buy new DLC, there's going to be some very cool features coming out. A lot of the matchmaking systems are getting updated, and customization stuff is going to get updated. Currently, you can make custom loadouts in the game. You can't rename them though. They're going to allow you to rename them and have a set of loadouts for each type of game mode. And this really is a welcome feature because game modes and playstyles change up so much. When you go between hardpoint and say attrition, your playstyle might change completely. You might want to use a lot more stealth tactics. Maybe all your loadouts are stealth on hardpoint game mode, and then in attrition you just want to be fast and nimble, so a lot of your loadouts are using the sprint ability. So you need to actually change up most of your loadouts, and having like say 5 loadouts total just isn't enough for Titanfall, so having sets of loadouts really makes a lot more sense. Now, as far as Titanfall is holding up, I think a lot of people thought it was going to be a bit of a flash in a pan, lots of big marketing and mechs. The game itself is actually a lot of fun. The gameplay is holding up. There's still a lot of people playing it. I still enjoy the game. I think the game's overall been a pretty big success. Yes, there's been criticism for the graphics engine not being particularly impressive, but then again, look at some of the most popular competitive games in the world right now. You have something like League of Legends, which certainly isn't going to wow anybody with the graphics engine, but it's simple, it's straightforward, you understand it, and Titanfall certainly falls into that category as well. So I think modern first-person shooters, at least online and competitive-focused first-person shooters, are going to become far less focused on just the graphics and visuals and more focused on the actual gameplay and the balance and just the mechanics in general, and that's something that Titanfall has certainly put a priority on. As for how I've been playing the game, it's certainly much more of a casual game for me, something that I'll just hop on when I have a little bit of free time. The matches go quickly, it's very easy to find a game, it doesn't take a long time to find a good, well-balanced game. That is one of the nice things about this, so you don't have to spend a lot of time getting ready, preparing to have a game, trying to find friends to play with, getting into super imbalanced game modes, and then having to rage and just quit out of it. Titanfall is very easy to get into and very easy to have a lot of fun with. At the same time, ESL has opened up for this game, so that's going to spawn a lot of new hardcore players. There already are a good amount of really good players at this game, and there's going to be a lot more in the future. I really hope that Titanfall has a good future with competitive shooters out there. There haven't been a lot that have really made this hard of an effort and this good of an effort to actually be a good, well-balanced competitive shooter. So that pretty much wraps it up for my update on Titanfall. Let me know what you guys think about the game now that it's been out for a while, now that you've had some time to actually play around with it. I'd love to hear it in the comments. As always guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. This is LevelCap, signing off.